Hey, it's the Midnight Rant, and today on It's Not All Doom and Gloom podcast episode 9, I've been asked to do some more Would You Rather. So if you're new to my channel, I am the Midnight Raven. I am in this tiny little box because we're going to do another Would You Rather. It's been highly requested. I think we've done either one or two podcast episodes on Would You Rather, and someone else has asked. So episode 9 of It's Not All Doom and Gloom is going to be another Would You Rather. So as you can see, we have Would You Rather IO on the screen. And today's choices are only drink Coca-Cola or only drink Pepsi. Now, I have to confess, I used to be a Coca-Cola girl. I used to drink Coca-Cola until the cows come home. Cherry Coke was my favorite. Now I drink Pepsi or I drink Dr. Pepper. Now, why? Because Coca-Cola is highly expensive. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't cheap back in the day, but with the sugar tax and cost of living, it's become expensive to drink Coke. Pepsi, a little expensive. Dr. Pepper's stayed fairly under the radar when it comes to price because I think they're more of a fruit fizzy drink, so they're kind of under the radar a little. But I would have to say, honestly, I used to be Coke, but I think I'd only drink Pepsi now. Oh, a bit of a difference of opinion there. Okay, so the next one is free food for life or free gas for life. So I think we had this in a previous one. I can't remember, but obviously I don't drive. If I did, free gas for life would probably be the cheaper option because gas prices seem to fluctuate more than food. So I'm going to have to say on the basis that I don't drive, it would be free food for life. If I had a car, I think I'd take the free gas. Just because petrol's expensive. Would you rather lose your hearing or lose your eyesight? I don't know if we've had this one as well. I'm half deaf. I lost my hearing one morning. I woke up and I'd lost half my hearing. Don't ask how that happened because the little old medical professions can't really tell me that either. But I have woken up half deaf. And my hearing will deteriorate until I need a hearing aid. Sometimes it's echoey, sometimes I have a ringing in my ear, and it's not tinnitus, it's the pressure in my head accumulating and accoulating and stuff like that, as they call it, accoulating. But I would rather lose my hearing and have a hearing aid, not be able to see it at all. I mean, that's just me. Be the only person that doesn't get to live forever or be the only person that lives forever. I don't know if I'd want to live forever. I mean, living the same life over and over could be a bit boring. If you were going to be reincarnated, maybe in a different time, a different place, maybe that. I don't think I want to be the only person, be a person that doesn't want get to live. I don't think I'd want to live forever. There's this whole thing of the concept of like never dying and just living on. I don't know if you'd get tired of that. So be a leader and make decisions for others, or be a follower and let others make the decisions for you. Now, I would say I'm quite a headstrong person. And if someone else was trying to make a decision for me, I don't know how I would take that. But I also don't necessarily like telling people what to do. In a roundabout way, I do tell people what to do at work, but that's making those decisions are usually out of my hands because they're like the company making a decision and it filters down. When it's you making a decision specifically for a person, like say outside of work, that's different. Be a leader and make decisions for others, or be a follower. I still think that I would want to be the leader. I'm not a very good one for letting someone take the reins. So stub your toe every time you walk, or stub your toe every time you walk, or stumble every time you walk up and down the stairs. Well, I live in a flat, so that would be a bit bad. I used to live in a bungalow. That would have probably been fine. No stairs. I hate stubbing your toe. Have you ever stubbed your toe on a table and then sworn at the table like, you mother, and just realizing that the table's always been there, the chair's always been there. Wherever you're walking to, amazingly, has not moved, but it is still the chair or the table's fault. Go figure. I think I'd have to stub my toe every time I walk. I don't know about every time you walk up and down stairs. Always have an itch somewhere in your body, or always have the feeling of an insect crawling. No, absolutely not. I do not like the idea of anything crawling on my skin. Spiders, tiny legs, ants, no. But I'd rather have an itch somewhere on my body. If it was like, because I've got eczema, so I constantly have an itch either on my arms or on my hands. So I always have an itch anyway. That's irritating. So having an insect crawling on me would be worse than having like the eczema itch that I already have. So to have an itch on my body wouldn't be much different to the eczema, because that can flare up and you could be itching for days. So we're going to go for always have an itch. It's bearable compared to the crawly thing. Be able to cook like a professional chef or sing like a professional singer. I can sing. I was taught to sing in a choir when I was younger. But be able to cook like a professional chef, I don't know whether I would enjoy cooking like a chef, because sometimes their food can be pretentious, poncy, small. I don't know about you, but the better the chef, the smaller the food. You get to Michelin star food, and we're talking like a square of food. But I love singing though. Cooking's like all right, but I don't need to be like Michelin star chef techniques in my house. We're kind of basic, so sing like a professional singer would probably do. More people would have a chef. So never get sick or never have to sleep. So they do say that sleep is it's the body's way of rejuvenating. So it keeps you in good health. So if you were never to sleep, you'd be ill anyway, would you not? And never getting ill would probably be the easiest thing. Because people that have lack of sleep, like people with insomnia, they get ill, they get tired, they're more susceptible to other things because your body's not had a chance to recuperate and to like take time for itself. So ipso facto, never get sick, because I can sleep when I'm dead. Poop in your pants in public or pee your pants in public. Now, don't get me wrong, both of these situations are not good. Pooping in public, you might smell, you might make a mess. Peeing in public, I don't know if you could poo your pants and nobody notice, but if you pee yourself, obviously it's going to be like a patch. But if you pooped yourself, maybe people wouldn't notice as much, and maybe you could get home or walk somewhere to a toilet and not be noticed. Peeing wouldn't be as easy to hide. You could probably poop your pants and have it in your pants, but if you pee, that's going to be noticeable, maybe from other people, like a puddle. Pooping is probably it's not the nicer one, but I would say it's the lesser of two evils. I'd have to go poop. I'd have to say that one would probably be better than peeing. I would just say. So always rain or always snow. Ugh. So I'm not a big fan of the rain because of the hair. Oh, the hair. Every time my hair gets wet with rain, I have to instantly come home and wash it. I can't stand rainwater on my hair. But snow would be as pretty as it is, as pretty as the snow is, it would be cold. And I don't do well in the cold. I really don't. Cold for me is probably the worst time of the year. I love autumn. Autumn's actually my favorite time of the year. It's not too cold. It's not too cold. The leaves change. The nights aren't too long or too short. It's just about right. So based on the fact that I don't like the cold. We're going to have to, as much as I love the snow and it is pretty, you know, girl can't afford a heating bill. Date someone that is similar to you or date someone who is very different from you. Now, they do say in the dating world that opposites attract. And it is true to some extent. You can get two people who you thought would never be together and maybe don't have, you know, everything in common, still can find something they like about each other to date. Dating someone too similar to you can also be a bad thing because they like everything you do and they agree with everything you do. And it can be a bit like samey and becomes a bit too predictable in a relationship. Some people like a bit of spontaneity, a bit of difference, a bit of an opinion, a conflict. Keep it fresh. So I would probably date someone different from me. I don't want someone who's too samey. I want them to still have their own, like, you know, thoughts, opinions, and be slightly dissimilar. Would you like the ability to fly or the ability to become invisible at will? I think we've done this one. I think I said invisible because then I could like go on the rob. So we're going to go past that one because I think I've done that one. Invisible, obviously. I'm hoping for a new question. Be punched once a day or be kicked twice a day? Depends what you were punching. If you're just going to punch me in the arm, which, you know, pinch punch first of the month. Be kicked twice a day. Would that be kicked in the arse, kicked in the leg, kicked in the head? I don't know. Being punched in the arm once a day wouldn't be that bad. I mean, it would hurt and sting. But I don't think it would leave as much as a mark as being kicked twice a day. I'd have to be punched once a month. I think it's a lesser of two evils. Marry the ugliest person in the world or marry the dumbest person in the world. So we're going over looks over intelligence. So they do say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and not everybody can see the beauty in a person. You don't necessarily need to. Some people are beautiful on the inside. So this is to ask me how fickle I am. Do I want to marry the ugliest person in the world, but they're smart? Or do I want to marry the dumbest person in the world, but they're cute? See, let's go with dumb. I'm not like completely vain, but I've got to be attracted to the person at least to marry them. And you can teach people to be clever. So never lose anything or never break anything. Do you know what? I think I would rather never break anything. I lose stuff all the time, but amazingly enough, I find it further down the line. But never breaking anything. I've never really broken much, like arms, legs, stuff. I'm a very careful person. So I don't know if breaking stuff would be that bad compared to losing something. Because I put stuff down sometimes and I can lose it for weeks. So we're going to go never lose. Yeah, see, never losing is a lot easier. Have two legs but one arm, or have two legs but one arm. Have two arms but one leg would mean you couldn't walk, you're in a wheelchair. But have two legs and have one lesser arm, you probably can't like tie your shoelaces or put. I think I'd rather be able to walk. I don't know, if you were like having your arm, you could still type and do, and you'd have your legs. See, yeah, okay, have two legs but one arm. Ooh, 50-50 near enough. Have the ability to fly or the ability to breathe underwater. Okay, this is a new one. The thing is, I'm not really into flying, but I'd love to go in the water and see all the fishies and that. Okay, minus the sharks. We don't get many sharks in the UK. I think breathing underwater would be quite cool. Oh, the ability to fly. You could travel quicker. You could miss cues in the traffic. Let's go with the water one. I think I'd love the water. Obviously, the ability to fly. Be the perfect artist or be a perfect mathematician. Now, people at work will tell you my drawing sucks. We have like little drawing competitions sometimes, and mine sucks. But I do work in retail, so my maths is quite on point anyway. I used to work in a place where I used to have to count and everything. And I've always worked in a warehouse, which included numbers. That's all retail is. It's just numbers and figures. So I think we're going to go for be maths. I'm not really artistic. See, it's 50-50. Have nothing to drink or have nothing to eat. The thing is, you can get substance from food because most food has liquid in it anyway. But if you were drinking, you wouldn't get proteins, carbohydrates, and stuff like that. But eating, you would get liquids anyway, like water or gravy or stuff like that. You'd still get some thirst quenching liquid. So I'd have to go nothing to drink. Yeah, that's a better choice. What are we doing? Got a couple more. Always be 2 hours late, always be 2 hours at. Oh, I hate being late. Do you ever arrange to meet up with someone and they're like, yeah, I'll be on time, and then you're there before them and they're always running late? Yeah, I have friends like that. I'm coming. I promise. I'm on my way, and they're just late. But being early to something, I wouldn't say 2 hours, but I do like to be 10-15 minutes early for work or an appointment or something like that. So I think I'd always be 2 hours early. I'm a stickler for being consistent when it comes to time. And this is the last question, I think, for this one. Have any ability of your choice or live in any movie/book series. Ooh, so have any ability of your choice or live in any movie or book series. So if I was going to live in a movie or a book series, I would love to have lived in the days of Sweeney Todd. I'd love to have been around when Sweeney Todd was, or I would love, if it was a movie or a book, I would have been around in Alice in Wonderland. I think that would have been quite cool as well. I think I'd have to live in a movie or a book series. I think I'd go for like Sweeney Todd, Alice in Wonderland. 79%. Oh, I think we've got time for one more. Communicate with your past self or communicate with your future self. So if I was going to communicate with my past self, I guess maybe I could tell myself off for decisions I made or find out how my life has come to this conclusion. Or would I rather talk to my future self? Find out whether things have changed for the better or whether my life has got worse and maybe I could change things. Maybe I think I would have to go for communicate with my future self. I think I could ask myself what needs to change. But there you go. There is the podcast for today. This is the It's Not All Doom and Gloom episode 9. I'm sorry for yawning constantly. I've had a really rushed week. I forgot to do the podcast. I've had to film it this morning. I've already been out today, not once, but twice. It's been a really busy Sunday morning. It's my day off. I've had a lot to do on my day off. So I hope you appreciate the fact that I still managed to get my podcast out. So this is the It's Not All Doom podcast episode 9. Would you rather special that was requested from a donator of my channel. If you want to check out the rest of my channel, there is lots of content. If you want to help the podcast, a PayPal super chat or super thanks could go back to my channel. Obviously, at the minute we're being demonetized. You can only pay by PayPal. but don't let that stop you supporting my channel. And I will see you all next week for Double Digits, my 10th episode of my podcast, which will be a special one. You just have to wait and see. And I will see you all next week. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.